What's up everybody, Royal Zed Production here, and today I'm going to be going over a editing tutorial on Final Cut Pro 10 for music videos in specific. Now this is specifically for when you want to collaborate all of your performance scenes in a music video. So I'm just going to take a quick step back here. Performance scene is a scene in a music video that you shoot where the artist is singing along to the music. So you have like a wireless speaker or a speaker playing the song, and basically they're singing along to the lyrics, and that's one of the clips of like that you'll quickly cut to, or that you'll cut to in the video. You'll see in music videos where the artist is singing along to the song, and then you drop the mastered audio underneath, which I'm going to show you, and how I get all of these performance scenes to mock up so damn easily. This is, in my opinion, and I think it is the easiest way and the cleanest way to edit your performance scenes in Final Cut Pro 10. It is called a multicam clip. So a multicam clip is basically one separate clip in your timeline that contains up to however many clips you have, like performance scenes you have in your music video, and it just contains them all into one kind of isolated clip, which makes for adding B-roll over top super easy, which I'm going to show you guys right away. So we have a wide open timeline here. I shot this video in 4K at 24 FPS, so I made my timeline 4K 24 FPS. So this can be a very tedious task. The first thing I want to do, I want to get this multicam clip out of the way so I can start cracking into this music video ASAP. I go into my events, so this is where I drag all of my clips into, just into the events right here, and it'll show everything, every single clip on the side here, all clips, right underneath your project. So it'll see clips when you drag into your event. Now this drop down wasn't here before. It used to just look like this when I dragged everything in. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on here, and I'm going to go to new keyword collection. When I do click that, it's going to come up as untitled, and I'm going to click, let's say, performance scenes. Now I already have it done, but I basically just click and make a separate folder. This is literally just a folder. Now what I would do is I would have that folder made with the drop down and make sure it's dropped down. Now I'm going to start at the very top of my footage, and I'm going to start scrolling. Now, you know, I'm familiar with the music video that I shot, so I know, you know, this shot of Muna, which by the way, right now I'm making a multicam clip of a music video called World on My Shoulders by an artist group named Wild Nation. They're out in Calgary, Alberta, and awesome music group. They literally, like, they fly me out from Regina, Saskatchewan. Sometimes they even drive all the way into Regina, which is like an 8 or 9 hour drive. You know, we've been working, like, I've been working with Muna, the artist that you see right here in front of you, since the beginning, since he kind of started getting into music videos. Yeah, they're just super awesome to work with, and I really wanted to use this video as an example for the multicam clip. Into here, as I said, I'm going to be scrolling through my events, and let's say, oh, this is a performance scene because, you know, Muna is performing the scene. I'm going to straight up go, and I'm going to drag it into performance. So I'll literally drag it and drop into performance. Now I'm going to do this for every single performance scene. I want to make sure every single performance scene I have shot is in this performance scene tab. When we have everything, as you can see, every single performance scene in this keyword, we're going to go and also drag the mastered version of the song that you're going to use into this performance scene tab. So I went ahead and see, this is World on My Shoulders by Wild Nation. I dragged it into the performance scene tab as well. This is super important that you do this. You need to have one angle as a song, like as the actual mastered version of the song. So now I'm going to go next to all clips. You will see right here a drop down, and it's going to show all of your performance scenes as the clip files. What you're going to do is you're going to hold shift. You're going to start at the bottom here, hold shift, and hold your arrow key up, and you're going to basically highlight every single performance scene, including this right here, which is your song. You're going to right click and go to new multicam clip right here. So you're going to click that. Now what it's going to do, I'm going to say Wild Nation, World on My Shoulders, multicam is what I usually make them. 4K, 24 FPS, automatic, content created, automatic, profiles 422, and let's go and click OK. So this could take a little bit. Please, you got to be patient with it. I'm using, the brand new MacBook Pro. I think it's like the 2017 MacBook Pro, and it still can be a little iffy when I'm editing just off a regular hard drive and not an SSD, like a solid state. So it can sometimes take a little bit. Basically what it's doing right now, it says synchronizing angles. So each one of these clip is an angle within your multicam clip. So they're just called angles. Every clip is an angle. So when it says synchronizing angles, is basically trying to match up all the audio waves to make everything as close as possible and make everything mocked up as close as possible. Honestly, like, unless you have a speaker blasting in a room or right next to your camera while you're shooting, it's not really going to mock up very well, and sometimes it'll just be a huge pain in the ass, and you pretty much, honestly, 80% of the time, I got to go into it and just mock everything up perfectly and get all of the audio clips perfect, which I'm going to show you. I don't think it'll make it perfect for this, but we're going to see. Alright guys, so that just finished up here. Now when you're under your events and you're under here, you're going to see Wild Nation multicam clip, and you're going to see it has like 4 boxes next to it. So that's your multicam, and it's going to be labeled as multicam because that's what we labeled it as when we created it. So you're going to hold on to it, drag it into your timeline. There we go. There is your multicam clip right here, as it says Wild Nation multicam. To get into your multicam clip, now this is where everything gets a little more confusing, so I'm going to try to go slow because sometimes I talk a little fast, but basically you're going to click off of here, double click your multicam clip. Now you're in your multicam clip right now. This looks super confusing. I'm going to break this down for you real easily. So we have all these different angles, right? You want to call them angles. So you got your scenes here. So what Final Cut tried to do when it said synchronizing angles was they're trying to match up all these audio waves. So the speaker that was playing and when the artist was singing, they're trying to match up all those little audio waves to this mastered version, which is what we want to accomplish. We want every single one of these clips to match up with this audio wave here, which is the mastered version of the song, perfectly. A weird thing can happen sometimes, and I'm still not sure why, but sometimes when you make this multicam clip, you'll notice sometimes the mastered version of the song, like the song is like pushed out to like here, and it's not like hugged up to the edge. You want to make sure that this is hugged up right to the edge here, which it is. It did it this time, but sometimes it doesn't. So you want to make sure you're moving it all the way to the edge and it's not sitting out here and then you're messing around with it, because it just gets a little confusing and you might make that mistake in the future, and you're going to see why. But just save yourself time. Make sure this audio clip is pushed all the way to the left side and it's clipped to the left and stapled to the left. I am going to run back this song. So now there's different ways to kind of do this. I'm going to zoom in here. So I'm just going to click off here. There's 2 buttons here. One of them is to turn the sound on. So when I click this speaker and you can see the speaker is blue, that means the sound for this audio track, for this file, is on. So basically in this case, you can see that Howard in this case is singing, and you'll be able to hear him sing. Like, it's going to actually turn this audio file on. When you unclick it, it's going to be off, and this is going to be muted again. So you're going to want, when you're going through each angle and you're going to be, let's say we're going to be syncing up, this angle. For example, of course, we're going to have to do it to every single one, but we're syncing up this angle with this audio file. We're going to have this audio on, right? But we're also going to have the audio on for the actual audio file of the song to basically match up both of them. So this actually worked out perfect, probably because this was a standstill shot. I wasn't using a gimbal. Everything matched up like really perfect. Now when I zoom in here, you're actually going to notice something pretty cool. So I'm going to turn up this World on My Shoulders. I'm going to turn this up to 12 decibels just because I want to see all these audio waves like real nice. I'm going to even turn this up a little bit here too, just to see. I'm going to zoom in even more so you can see these audio waves are actually linking up nice. So this clip for some reason is all the way over here. I don't know what Final Cut was thinking, but this is Howard's verse. So Howard has a verse in this song, and it literally starts like right around here. Like, it's like pretty much with the drop of the song. So we're gonna bring it back all the way here. Sometimes it clips a little bit. Okay, so sometimes you're gonna run into this issue too, where it's not going to let you move the clip around for whatever reason. Even when you click N to move it around, it's not going to work. So to get out of your multicam clip, now this was an issue in one of my old editing tutorials people didn't see, but basically, you know, if I want to exit this, if this issue happens or you just want to get out of your multicam clip, you go up to here, click your project at the top, click out of this, and it's going to take you into here. I literally just clicked right here, like just click that little space, scroll all the way to the top and go back to your project, and it's going to take you back out. So that's literally how I get out of this. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but that seems pretty easy to me. To get back into it, double click, scroll all the way down to where we were, and let's see if it's working. See, now it's working. I don't know why it does that, but that's just a little, I guess, a little troubleshoot. Anyways, let's scroll back in here. So I obviously just shot Howard's verse in this, so I'm gonna go into the mastered version of the song. I'm gonna click the volume on, and I'm just gonna listen. So I'm just listening. I'm listening for Howard's verse to come in, because when Howard's verse comes in, there's a bass drop, and I want to look at my audio waves here, and I want to look for that bass drop. So I'm going to zoom in a lot more because I really want to mock this up perfectly and super precise. So I'm going to press play. So right there, you can see right there. So this is literally where that beat drops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a lot, like I'm talking a lot, and I want to take this little shim, I'm going to put it right to the left edge right there, and I'm going to now make, so I'm going to make a marker. So I'm going to click this clip, and I'm just going to click M. So that's literally where Howard's verse is. If you want, you can double click it, and you can make the marker. So I'm going to put Howard's verse drops, so I know. So now I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to turn the audio off of here because I won't need it, because I know where Howard's verse drops. So now I want to look to see where Howard's verse drops on his actual clip. So I'm going to bring this over here somewhere. I'm going to turn the screen on so it's portraying Howard's scene here, and I'm going to click the audio on, and let's play this from beginning. Alright guys, so we got Howard's clip here. I just switched up the scenes real quick. I just wanted to use this one instead. It was just a little more clear for some reason. So we're just going to literally turn this on, click this. Going to wait for his drop. I think it's right around here. Right there where he says that. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I think you can see a little step in the audio. So let's play back. Right there. So we're going to go, so it is where that step is in the audio. We're going to click this, click M, and now we're going to match up. See, this is the really easy part. Now, okay, so I'm going to say this right now actually too. Clicking N on your keyboard is going to enable this snapping tool. So clicking N is a shortcut key to turn it on or off. When you have it on, it's basically going to snap your clip in place. So I'm going to turn it off, and I'll show you what happens. So I turned it off, it is disabled, and see how it's not snapping into place? Now when I click it on, it's going to snap those two markers in place. So now you actually have these scenes perfectly mocked up together. So you're going to be asking, you know, like so what is the purpose of this now? So like, what is the next step? So basically, to make sure this is mocked up 100%, I will run this back, and I will turn the audio on for the actual camera clip, and I'll actually also turn the audio on for the mastered audio clip. Now I'm going to press play. We're listening. So basically, now I'm going to move this over a little bit by a couple seconds. So I move this back by a couple seconds. You're going to notice you're going to hear echoes, because maybe when Howard's beat drops, it's going to be kind of off. Like the audio is obviously going to be off. So I play it back. So that sounds terrible. So it's obviously off. So that's why I like to have the markers to make it perfectly in line. Now that they're perfectly in line, basically this audio clip right here is done, completely done. So basically, now the tedious part is, and why I like to do the multicam clip obviously first, is you have to do that but with every single one of your other performance scenes. Now this is a very heavily performance scene video, so you know I have how many, 1 2 3 4 15 16 17 18 19 20 19 or 20 different performance scenes that I have to go through and mock up if they weren't mocked up perfectly with the synchronization of Final Cut Pro 10. So you can see how this gets very tedious. However, now I'm going to do a little more explaining of this too. So let's just pretend we have this entire thing mocked up completely perfectly. We're gonna go back into here, gonna click this up here, and we're gonna go double click on Wild Nation Multicam, or the project file pretty much. Sorry guys, there we go. So we're back into the multicam. Now you're gonna be like why is it that you know, like how do I make this multicam work now? How do I switch the scenes? It is super easy, guys. You literally just shim across. Let's say we want to switch the scene right here of Muna singing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back into here, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna find my mastered audio clip, and I'm gonna drag it in underneath here, okay? Now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna match up the audio clips perfectly so that my song, the mastered audio, matches up with the multicam clip. Why do we do that? Well, it's because we're going to be muting this multicam clip completely. We're going to be muting every single, so basically when you mute this, it mutes every single clip inside within this multicam clip, and we just want to have this mastered version drop down just because we're going to be switching these scenes up so much, and when we switch a scene up, it doesn't show the audio anymore. Like the audio track that's within this multicam clip was solely just used to mock up the multicam clip. So that's why we want to make a separate drop down with the actual mastered audio. Once we have everything mocked up here perfectly and how we want it, basically the next step now with this multicam clip is like how to use this multicam clip. It's super easy, guys. When you click on the multicam clip, go under view up here on the top right of your screen, and you're going to want to click angles. Now what this is going to do is it's going to reveal what's inside of your multicam clip. So let's say we want to switch from this scene right here into Howard. Easy as that. So you can literally just click around, and if you can't find the other clips, you literally just click on these squares here, and you can kind of siphon through everything. See, there's our audio there, but we're never going to go to that one. So this is how you just kind of siphon through. This is how you kind of just go through all of your different scenes. Super easy. Now, when you're playing it back like this, if I were to click play right now, it's going to try to play every single clip within this multicam, so your laptop will for sure lag. You know, to refrain from that, there's an actual even more convenient way of using this multicam clip, and this is why I say this is probably the best way to edit your videos on Final Cut, because it is just so damn easy. Let's say we want to switch scenes from Muna right here. I'm going to literally click 1 on my keyboard and see what happens. 1, 2, I click 3, literally I'm clicking like the numbers on my keyboard. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So literally just click 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can switch all these scenes so quickly whenever I want. So let's say I don't want this scene. Well, I'll click number 3. Oh, I don't want that scene. I actually want to click back to Howard. I'll click number 4. So it really is that easy. Now, sometimes when you want to, like, let's say you want to click on, like, you're like, oh shoot, like why, like I'm clicking, like this is number 4 clip, when I'm clicking 5, like it's just blank, 6, 7, 8 is all blank. You'll go into your angles, you'll click the middle slot, go back, click angles again, and now you will have your other clips. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes for some reason they get put into weird places, so if you go into your multicam click, basically there's 3, 6, 9 different slots, so you can siphon through 1 through 9. You can click 1 through 9. So sometimes you get put in odd places for some reason. So you click 1, 2, and then when you click 3, there's nothing there, but there really is like a 4th or a 3rd clip inside that that angle there. So you'll click 4, 5, just keep clicking through, and we'll get to Ray's scene there, I guess. So that is literally how easy it is to use this multicam clip. This is totally my go-to whenever I spark up a music video, whenever I toss up a music video. This is like the first thing I do when I go to prep my music videos too. Like let's say I have a pretty big editing load. Like there was at one point, like I had like 4 music videos, 5 music videos in the queue that I needed to edit, And basically what I would do is I would devote a couple hours or just time into, organizing my videos, the B-roll, the 120 FPS, the 30 FPS, the 60 FPS, the 4K, the performance scenes, and then I would go and I'd make my multicam clip. I would sync this audio with the multicam. So basically when I would get into the edit and I was, getting down with all my edits, I would have everything completely prepped and ready to go. And honestly guys, at this point, like, a music video does not take that long to edit when you have the multicam clip set up. Because let's say I want to toss a B-roll clip right here. I'm going to click my B-roll, and let's say we want to toss Muna singing with these nice lights in the background. We're going to toss that there. So now when we play this back, let's say we want to stop it there. We're going to trim it down, and it goes straight back into a performance scene. If we don't want it in that performance scene, we'll click maybe a different number, 4. So literally I'm going to play this back real quick for you guys. Like, look, so I have performance scene, B-roll scene, back to a performance scene. It is so easy. So all your performance scene or all your B-roll shots are now over top. And at the end of the day, like, if you're only using one sort of B-roll, or you're not getting too intense with your music videos yet, and you're still a little bit of an amateur and you just don't have that many clips, at the end of the day guys, look at how damn clean this timeline looks. Like, at the most you're just gonna have just a bunch of like B-roll shots here, maybe like lens flares, like screened out lens flares, or like transitions and stuff. But like at the end of the day guys, like there's literally like 3 or like 4 or 5 maybe maximum rows of clips. So this is just a super easy way to like edit the music videos. This is how I like to do them. Other people have other ways of doing it that might be way more inconvenient for me, but I'm super used to this. And I think you guys should try this out if you haven't tried it before and you edit off Final Cut Pro 10. I highly recommend these multicam clips. There's been a lot of I made an editing tutorial of how I edit my rap videos. I did like a little mini breakdown. I'm going to do more of those that are more in depth. But, a lot of people were commenting on the multicam clips and said like that helped so much. So I did want to make a separate video devoted to the multicam clip. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I tried to, it was a little bit of a long tutorial, but I really wanted to get into it with you guys. I really wanted to show you guys every detail of these multicam clips so you can use them and hopefully benefit your music video editing. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you learned a thing or two. That would totally make my day. And if you guys want, you can drop a comment below. I do respond to everything. If I maybe missed something, bring it up. If you're having troubles with something, bring it up, and I'll try my best to troubleshoot whatever you have. With that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. Peace.